Hey guys, Merry Christmas. It is the day after Christmas actually, and I am making my absolute favorite Italian cookies called Ricciarelli, and they are a chewy almond cookie. And I'll tell you, I actually tried these Christmas Eve with monk fruit instead of the powdered sugar that's in the recipe, and it didn't work at all. So I'm making them with actual organic powdered sugar. I don't eat these very often. I make them at Christmas and Easter, and that's all. And they are absolutely delicious. I make them tiny. I don't eat a lot of them. So to me, it's worth it to do it. I tried it. It didn't work. So I'm doing it with real powdered sugar. So I have an egg white. Well, I'm doing half a recipe, so it's just one egg white. But I beat the egg white until it's stiff. And I have my powdered sugar and almond meal. Now, I want to show you the almond meal that I use for this. So this is almond meal flour. And if you can see that, it's a much, it's a finer flour. Some of the almond flour that you get has the skins on it, so it's a little coarser. And for this, you really need it to be that finer almond flour. And then what you're going to do is sift it or put it through a sieve. So I just had a sifter and then I sifted away. I put the powdered sugar and the almond flour together and I sifted it, and I'm going to add my other ingredients and I'm going to fold it in. So there's a splash of lemon juice in with the I just added a pinch of salt. Splash of lemon juice in with the and I only need 1/8 of a teaspoon of baking powder. I'm gonna put the recipe for this below because I've been having some trouble getting recipes loaded onto my blog. So if there's any recipes that I've posted that you can't find the recipe for, please let me know and I will gladly get that to you. And I'm still working on getting lots of recipes posted. So what I'm doing, if you can see this, is I'm just taking some of the sifted almond flour and powdered sugar, and I'm going to just start folding it in. I probably do it in like 3 batches, and I'm just folding it in, and it kind of begins to form a dough, which is what you're creating. These are a cookie, but I want to say they're like almost like a Italian pastry. And when I bake these, my whole house smells like an Italian pastry shop. So I grew up in Connecticut in the New Haven area, and there are some of the best Italian pastry shops in that area. Oh, and when I beat my eggs, I always use the whisk attachment. I've done it in my stand mixer. Today I just used my hand mixer, which works great. So just going to continue folding these in until it is a nice thick kind of doughy consistency. And so I hope you had a nice Christmas wherever you were. We had a really lovely day with my family. It was really, really nice. All right, and we're getting there. It just takes a bit to come together. And I am going to add some extract, so I may add that now and then continue mixing. So I'm going to add about 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla and 1/2 tablespoon of almond extract. I never measure these. I just kind of wing it. And I mean, you could go with more of the almond if you wanted and less of the vanilla, or kind of whatever. And then it calls for orange zest, which I don't have, but I often use dōTERRA's wild orange essential oil in place of that. And it gives it that really nice, there's something about the almond and the orange. It just works really, here we go. It's coming together beautiful now. I just needed that little extra to make sure I have all the ingredients. Egg white, almond flour, powdered sugar. Yeah, and I'm gonna make a I have a bowl ready to go with the with some powdered sugar in it. You can see that. So as I roll them into balls, I'm going to pop them into there, and I'll show you how this works. It's pretty easy. So let me finish mixing. It's almost there. You just want to make sure that everything's really well incorporated. It gets a little sticky, but not like too sticky to work with. And like I said, it's just like a thick cookie dough. And they're already starting to smell really good. So I think the consistency of the monk fruit sweetener, I used the powdered monk fruit that was like a white sugar. And I tried even like grinding it up in my food processor, in my mixer blender to get more of a powdered sugar consistency, but it still just didn't. It just wasn't right. Okay. So if you can see that, it's like a dough. So what I'm gonna do, I have a parchment lined baking sheet ready to go. I'm gonna sit down so you can actually see me better. And I'm gonna tip this a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. So I've got my powdered sugar here in a bowl. And so what I'm gonna do is I use a small cookie scoop for this. And I'm going to scoop them into balls, and I roll them, and then I'll plop them in here, roll them in powdered sugar, and then put them on the baking sheet. The cookies have to sit out. So you saw I was rolling them up in powdered sugar, and you put them on a tray and you let them sit out for an hour or two. And then what you do, they start to get kind of dry. You're gonna take your fingers and you pinch it, and it cracks I'll show you. It's hard to see, but it's gonna crack it so that when they bake, they're gonna, I don't really know why, but it kind of cracks the shell and it makes them look pretty. And so I'm gonna crack these, pop them in a 300-degree oven. The cookies came out amazing. Can you see how beautiful they are? I broke one in half so you can see they're so chewy and delicious. They're like soft on the inside, but a little crackly on the outside. And they're really, really good. And they smell amazing. Ricciarelli Italian cookies. They're a great treat for Christmas, Easter, or anytime really. If you want to make a really delicious, gluten-free cookie to serve to your family and friends. Enjoy, and God bless. Hey, check out the links below. There's lots of links that I share with information. I've got an Azure link. If you want to get the powdered sugar and the almond flour that I get, you can use the Azure link. I will put the recipe in the comments of this. And I've got a new program starting in January. If you want to do wellness God's way, and forget all the diets and the craziness, we're going to create healthy habits, and we're going to use scripture. It's all Christ-centered. It's going to be an awesome program. It starts the week of January 13th. And I've got a special bonus going. Check out my information below. God bless, and I'll see you soon.